Essentially, what the Division of Technology Transfer does for the university, at least from the university perspective, is that we help to develop and commercialize the various technologies that are developed through the faculty and the students and to some extent the staff. On a more localized level, meaning working with each one of you as investigators, essentially we provide a wide variety of support. First of all, we manage the inventions as they are disclosed to us, which means we have to assess them for both commercial potential as well as patentability. If we then decide to file a patent application on that, we manage the prosecution of that patent from start to finish. The fun part comes when we actually get to the licensing of this, which is usually the next step after filing of the patent. Our office will seek out and pursue licensing negotiations for the technologies that are presented to us to see if we can commercialize them. Aside from that, we also lend a lot of support to the faculty in the process of sponsored research agreement administration, also completion and submission of material transfer agreements and non-disclosure agreements that may come up as necessary. And so we provide a lot of things from start to finish that have to do with the technologies that you develop here. And I strongly encourage each and every one of you to give us a call or set up a time to go meet with us if you want to get a more first-hand look at what it is we can provide in terms of services to you. And I would certainly entertain any questions regarding those particular services while we're here today. If not, I believe we got the contact information for you, but if you want to write it down, 8810 is our extension. Thank you.
This is Abigail.
Hi, thanks, Susan. So I work with the Massachusetts Tech Transfer Center, which is a state-funded group. I'm actually physically based and housed within the University of Massachusetts, but I work with all of the universities, research institutes, and clinical research hospitals within the state. So there's about 35 major institutions here, from Harvard and MIT, obviously Northeastern, BU, Boston College, Brandeis. I could probably name all 35 if you wanted me to. And cumulatively, they have a budget of about $5.5 billion a year in federal research dollars. And we have a very small office, but our job is to mine that research and find really exciting technologies that can be exploited within the state of Massachusetts, where we can either create new companies around those technologies or help get those technologies into existing companies within the state. Really the most exciting bit for us is helping create new companies, so we probably focus more on that than the second part of it. We provide a variety of services. We work very, very closely with the tech transfer office on each campus. The one thing that we don't do actually is the tech transfer. The campus or the institution that owns the technology has to get the best deal for their institution and for their investigators. So it would be it's a conflict of interest for us to try and mandate that they do that within the state. They might have a great licensee in California who'll pay them more money, or would be better at starting the company than here. So the institutions absolutely have to do that. But what we do is provide supplemental services. We coach a lot of researchers who are thinking of starting a company. We help them think through the issues that they need to. We help them meet people who can help put the deal together or put the company together. And we work with everything from student startups to emeritus faculty at MIT, so everything in between. We work with a student startup from Northeastern, Husky Express, which is really it's a high-tech dry cleaning business. They have a lot of technology in the back end as to how you drop off and collect your dry cleaning. They want to franchise this around the country with different institutions. So we actually help them prepare a better 10-minute presentation, a business presentation, so the sort of pitch that Rana was talking about. And then we got about 8 people around the table to listen to that pitch and give them feedback on it. So the people that we had around the table were experienced business people, been there, done that, potential investors, angel investors. So this is really an opportunity where they can get a lot of very objective feedback before they go outside into the community and maybe because they don't know what questions to ask or what questions they're likely to be asked. They look stupid because they don't know the answers. If we can do that in a closed session and get them a lot of very strategic input before they go out there, then they have a much better chance of success. So those are the sorts of services that we offer, and again, we work very closely with the tech transfer offices on the campus to do that.
And next I'll ask Dinos to say a few words.
Okay, I'm here more like an end user of the services that the tech transfer office is offering. And so my lab is a mechatronics lab, and we make devices, mechatronic devices, and most of the applications is in medicine, so we're talking more like medical devices. And I've been here at Northeastern for about 5 years, and I can say that the activity, the interaction with the tech transfer office has been increasing. And I will say during the last year or so, 2 years, there's no day that passes without exchanging emails with at least one email with the tech transfer office. They're Tony or Jeff or Felicia, and they were helping us with all this that Jeff said. One is the IP development, basically we're submitting invention disclosures to them, following with provisional patent application, and hopefully some of them will be converted to full patent applications. That's a lot of work from all sides, and we're at the point right now where we're submitting more than 7, 8 invention disclosures per year, or say even more sometimes. And it's something that we do all the time. Whenever we have a presentation coming, whenever we have undergraduate capstone presentations, for example, or a paper presentation, or a paper publication in journal, always at that time, these are times where we consider, is it something that we need to protect? And we submit ahead of time the invention disclosure, and the way it's going is that usually the provisional will be filed soon after to protect for a year. So we learned that, and we're ready to do it. And that's one piece. The second piece is the industry contract and the negotiations of research contracts with companies and the associated licensing agreement with them. That's something that Tony's office, the tech transfer office, is doing. And they're very good with that. They really help. I mean, sometimes there are companies that come to me, and then I'm doing the contact with Tony's office, but when Tony's office will come in, they really help the negotiations from a business point of view that me or other faculty who don't usually have that. And that's a lot of expertise. And the third is that if you want to start your own company, and at some point we consider doing that, and really the tech transfer was very helpful. Me and one of my graduate students and one of the research engineers that I have, we were considering seriously creating a company. At that time we consulted with Tony and helped us. He brought the idea of you need a CEO no matter what. You need to have a CEO, to organize that. You cannot really do it. So he brought us some people, that were available, that were interested in technology, and sort of like an acting CEO or something like that. But this person actually did some sort of market analysis, business planning. He looked after some venture capitalist things that he didn't have any idea of how to do it. And that was really very helpful. And actually at that time we got a small grant from MTTC that really helped us and that acting CEO to do the market analysis. Eventually a company came in and licensed the technology, gave us a big research contract, and they are the ones that will create the new stuff. But all this was huge help for us in tech transfer.
Okay, now I'll open it up to questions.
Hi, Shannon. I was wondering, what do you think about using